4062. When is an IF or flight plan required? A. When less than VF or conditions exist in either Class E or Class G airspace and in Class A airspace. B. In all Class E airspace when conditions are below VFR in Class A airspace and in Defense Zone airspace. C. In Class E airspace when IMC exists or in Class A airspace. The correct answer is C. An IFR, Instrument Flight Rules, flight plan is required when operating in Instrument Meteorological Conditions, IMC, which refers to weather conditions that are below VFR, Visual Flight Rules, minimums. In Class E airspace, an IF or flight plan is required when IMC exists. Additionally, an IF or flight plan is always required in Class A airspace, regardless of the weather conditions. 4063. Prior to which operation must an IF or flight plan be filed and an appropriate ATC clearance received? A. Flying by reference to instruments in controlled airspace. B. Entering controlled airspace when IMC exists. C. Takeoff when IF or weather conditions exist. The correct answer is B. IF or flight plans must be filed, and the proper ATC permission must be obtained before an individual can operate an aircraft in controlled airspace. 4064. Operate under IF or below 18,000 feet. A pilot must file an IF or flight plan and receive an appropriate ATC clearance prior to A. Entering controlled airspace. B. Entering weather conditions below VF or minimums. C. Takeoff. The correct answer is A. IF or flight plans must be filed, and the proper ATC permission must be obtained before an individual can operate an aircraft in controlled airspace. 4065. To operate an aircraft under IFR, a flight plan must have been filed and an ATC clearance received prior to A. Controlling the aircraft solely by use of instruments. B. Entering weather conditions in any airspace. C. Entering controlled airspace. The correct answer is C. To operate an aircraft under IFR, Instrument Flight Rules, a flight plan must have been filed and an ATC, Air Traffic Control, clearance received prior to entering controlled airspace. This means that the pilot must have obtained the necessary clearances and authorization from ATC before entering airspace, where air traffic control services are provided. This ensures coordination with ATC and compliance with their instructions for safe and orderly operations in controlled airspace. 4066. When is an IF or clearance required during VF or weather conditions? A. When operating in the Class E airspace. B. When operating in a Class A airspace. C. When operating in airspace above 14,500 feet. The correct answer is B. An IFR, Instrument Flight Rules, clearance is required during VFR, Visual Flight Rules, weather conditions when operating in Class A airspace. Class A airspace is the highest and most controlled airspace, starting at FL 180, flight level 180, or 18,000 feet above mean sea level. In Class A airspace, all aircraft must operate under IFR and receive appropriate ATC clearances and instructions regardless of weather conditions. VF or flight is not permitted in Class A airspace.